There once was a man named Michael. He had everything, or so you'd think. He was rich, famous, and powerful, but inside, he was hurting. He pushed everyone away to chase his dreams. He thought they'd be happy for him, but they just got angry. He told himself that one day they'd understand, but one day never came. Michael was born into an average family. His parents weren't rich, but they were happy. They taught him the value of kindness and love, but Michael wanted more. He wanted to be the best, to have the biggest house and the fanciest car. So he started working hard. He studied hard in school, then went to college and got a great job. Soon he was making lots of money, but with each paycheck, he felt less happy. He was like a ship sailing on the vast ocean of life, tossed and turned by the waves of greed and ambition. He met a woman named Emily. She was beautiful and smart, and after a while, they got married. Soon they had 2 kids, a boy and a girl. Michael loved them more than anything. But he didn't show it. He was too busy working. He'd come home late and miss his kids' events. Emily felt lonely and unloved. She tried talking to Michael, but he just kept working. Eventually, she left him. Michael didn't care. He kept working hard and eventually became very rich. He had a big house and fancy cars. But inside, it was empty. His kids grew up without a father. They saw him only during court-ordered visits. Michael was sad, but he didn't change. He kept working and the years passed. One day, Michael woke up and felt terrible. He couldn't breathe. He called 911 and rushed to the hospital. Lying in the sterile white bed, surrounded by the rhythmic beep of machines, Michael felt a deep sadness. The doctors said he had a rare heart condition. He needed surgery. As he looked at the worried faces of the doctors, he knew this might be the end. His son, David, came to see him. He was a grown man now, but Michael had barely noticed. He looked at his son and saw the mix of emotions on his face: anger for the father who had abandoned him, sadness for the man on the verge of death. Michael reached out and took his son's hand. He said, "I'm sorry. I thought money was the answer, but it wasn't. The real riches were you. Please don't repeat my mistakes. Choose love over gold." With that, Michael closed his eyes. He had lived a life of wealth, but died poor in love and family. But in David's heart, there was a shift. He didn't want Michael's money or his fancy things. All he wanted was his father's love. But now it was too late. Michael was gone. David walked out of the hospital, the weight of his father's final words heavy in his heart. Choose love over gold. It was a lesson learned too late, a truth revealed in the final moments of a life well lived, yet lived in vain. As David stepped into the sunlight, he felt the warmth not just on his skin, but in his heart. It was the first step towards a new life, a life where love, not gold, was the guiding star. David knew he couldn't bring back the past, but he could shape the future. He could choose love over gold, not just in his own life, but in the lives of those around him. Maybe Michael's death wasn't in vain. Maybe it was the wake-up call his son needed to turn his life around. Regret is the most painful thing we can experience, but it also has the power to change us. It can be the turning point that leads us to love rather than loss, kindness rather than greed. Because the greatest pain is not what we lose, but what we never had the courage to hold on to. That's all for today. See you tomorrow.